Okay, let's unpack this. Can a creation, crafted without a human heartbeat, truly stir your soul? Today, we're diving deep into this really extraordinary collection of songs from J.T. Kattner. He's a musician who's been writing and performing for, gosh, over 35 years. And these tracks, they really delve into the raw depths of human experience, love, loss, longing, rebellion. A lot of them were actually penned during his formative years living and performing down in Austin, Texas, way back in the 1990s. But here's where this deep dive gets, well, truly fascinating. These deeply personal, often decades old songs, they're experiencing a new kind of rebirth. JT Kattner is now exploring the cutting edge of art and commerce by using artificial intelligence on AI to provide the vocals and the instrumentation for these very human stories. And this creates, well, a profound tension, especially when one particular song in the collection acts as its own sort of meta commentary on the whole nature of art, authenticity, emotion,
Hmm.
especially now. So we're going to explore the recurring emotional threads woven through these tracks first, and then confront the stark self-aware paradox presented by this one remarkable piece.
Yeah, what's truly compelling here is how J.T. Kattner songs, which are often these like vivid snapshots from his life and sharp observations, resonate with such universal truths. And then just as you said, we hit this piece that really flips our understanding of artistic creation and performance on its head. So our mission in this deep dive is kind of twofold. First, we'll sift through the intense lyrical imagery, really understand the human canvas Kattner paints and his recurring concerns, the stuff that keeps coming up. Then we'll grapple with the profound questions this self-aware song raises about artificial intelligence, its role in expressing emotion, and what does it truly mean to create art? Especially when the tools, even the performance itself, are evolving so fast. It's a direct challenge, really, to how we define artistic authenticity.
Okay, so let's start at the core of it, all the incredibly human experiences these songs capture so vividly. You can just feel the ache of heartbreak, the enduring impact of past relationships. It permeates so many of these tracks. Take Last Call for Dreams, for instance. He sings, "Hottest summer in over 20 years, but there's a frost in between our hearts, bitter ice from homemade tears."
Hmm.
Wow. That isn't just about something that happened way back when. It emphasizes the painful, almost physical persistence of memory. And then it calls love a habit I just can't break, like cigarettes, depression, or worse. I mean, that just paints such a raw, undeniable picture of that lingering sorrow, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And we connect this to the broader emotional landscape of the collection. We see this consistent, really poignant exploration of love's fragility and the echoes it leaves, not just right after, but years down the line. It's not about a single moment of loss. It's how those feelings just sort of embed themselves. And this theme of remembrance, or maybe the desperate plea for it, continues so powerfully in North Hollywood. That lyric, "We promised each other forever, but forever may never to you," followed by that heartbreaking question, "How is that moon up in North Hollywood? Do you even remember me?" It just perfectly captures that struggle against fading memory, doesn't it? It's this deep yearning for a connection to simply be acknowledged, to not be erased by distance or time.
Uh-huh. That sentiment, that yearning for connection, even when it's lost, it goes beyond just, grand declarations of forever. Sometimes it's more wistful, almost mystical, like searching for a new beginning or maybe a return to what was. In any Saturday, you hear that hopeful searching note with lines like, "You look just like a girl that I knew in Dallas," and that recurring, almost magical hope that your true love could be with thee any Saturday of the week. It suggests this enduring openness to love, like a belief that destiny might just step in. Yet this wistful hope is often shadowed by the quiet sting of regret. And that's captured so beautifully in Flowers. It's imagery of neglected love and unspoken truth. These cigarettes and this coffee don't help soothe these broken tears. Aw. And that incredibly poignant line, "Just like those flowers I never gave," it speaks volumes about the sadness of what could have been or what wasn't said in time. It's a really powerful portrayal of the things we leave unsaid.
Precisely. And that unfulfilled yearning doesn't just linger. It often becomes a catalyst for big changes. It drives characters to seek new paths or even, outright rebellion. And this propels us into a really fascinating subset of songs that explore journeys, moral dilemmas, and that intense desire to escape or reinvent oneself. We see this so powerfully in Red Eye Special, where the protagonist, feeling broken, busted in Austin, declares, "Leaving Texas on the Red Special, say goodbye to the place of my birth." It's driven by this need to be chasing more than distance now. I'm chasing something real. This isn't just about moving physically. It's a deep-seated need to shed a past and strive for a more authentic existence. And that's a theme that, really resonates with the artist's own journey too, moving from Texas.
Yeah, absolutely. And that feeling of needing to start fresh, find a place where your past doesn't define you, that's echoed so vividly in Broken Roses. It embodies that quest for a new beginning or maybe a deeper truth with the plea, take me to a place where nobody knows my name, and that evocative imagery of a path of broken roses in the refuge of shade. It's almost like a spiritual pilgrimage towards some inner peace or a forgotten self, like searching for absolution or just anonymity.
And this relentless search for truth often, maybe inevitably, exposes the complexities of human nature and the quiet hypocrisy that can exist within society. Ballad of Deacon Smith delves into some, well, pretty dark territory. It shows us the deacon's denial, there ain't no reason to debrief, nothing happened yesterday, okay, which then quickly gives way to those chilling questions: who has lost their life and who has lost their soul? Where the hell is my life and where did that go? It's a stark, unsettling look at moral failings and the hidden lives people lead. It forces you to question what lies beneath the surface. Similarly, Holy Rolling Cowboy is just this vivid portrayal of duality. He's a holy rolling cowboy each week for one day, contrasting his Sunday piety with his weeknight antics, even humorously imagining Jesus sipping on a long neck and looking half asleep. It's both cynical and somehow empathetic. It reflects that constant human struggle between aspiration and reality.
That's a brilliant juxtaposition. It shows how these songs really don't shy away from life's grittier side. And then there's the stark social commentary you find in The Mission, which paints this powerful, unvarnished picture of societal neglect. The line, "Tonight there is no room left, nor in the mission, dear Lord, and another soul was lost out in the cold." I mean, that's gut-wrenching. It speaks to the quiet desperation of those on the margins and how easily a life can just be forgotten. These aren't just personal stories, they're reflections on broader human struggles, the raw edges of existence.
They absolutely are. They reveal an artist deeply engaged with the human condition in all its messy, conflicted forms. These are songs born from experiences across Central Texas through those Austin years in the 90s and beyond. They really reflect a deeply human perspective.
Right. And what truly elevates this collection and what makes it so fascinating to unpack is that not all these songs are purely melancholic or, focused on deep social issues. Some inject this fascinating surrealism or a defiantly quirky spirit. It showcases the breadth of human imagination. I mean, the Hippo song has this incredible imagery, 100,000 pounds of flesh just floating in the air, and a hippo holding me naked on the end of his leash. It's completely unexpected, almost dreamlike, and utterly memorable. It allows for a different kind of emotional exploration, sort of outside the bounds of conventional narrative.
It creates this wonderful, almost mythic quality, doesn't it? It allows the artist to explore themes or feelings in a less direct, more symbolic way, which can often be even more powerful, more enduring.
Exactly. And then Conspiracy Tango adds this layer of shadowy, mysterious atmosphere, with intriguing figures like Little Bitty Kings and Collars and Secret Agent Puppet Boy. Interesting. And it questions reality itself with lines like, "This ain't Bonnie and Clyde, baby. This ain't even real." It's playful, rebellious, and makes you wonder what's truly going on behind the scenes or if any of it is even happening at all. These songs really demonstrate the rich tapestry of human experience, from profound sorrow right through to whimsical rebellion. So we've journeyed through this incredible human canvas songs filled with pain, love, searching, rebellion, even surreal humor, all born from decades of J.T. Kattner's personal experience. But now we arrive at the central paradox of this deep dive. As we mentioned, these old songs are being given new life, rendered musically with AI, providing the vocals and instrumentation. And this brings us to a piece that not only challenges our understanding of art itself, but actively comments on it, a song titled "Ghost in the Gallery."
Oh, cool.
It forces us to confront the very essence of artistic creation in the age of artificial intelligence, which is a question J.T. Kattner, now living up in Northwest Arkansas, is actively exploring in his work.
Yeah, and this raises a truly profound question. If the sources of art are no longer purely human, if the performance itself is generated, what then defines art? And what about its soul? Ghost in the Gallery speaks directly to this, describing a canvas painted perfect but it lies, no hand ever tremble, no fire in the eyes. It's a searing critique of, soulless perfection. It asserts it mimics every master with a brush that never weeps but it never kiss, the madness where true inspiration sleeps. The lyrics then delves into the very nature of algorithmic creation, just circuits and patterns where feeling once was found. And that chilling assertion that art becomes an algorithm and every soul's a ghost. It asks, if the muse is just a mirror reflecting what we crave, then beauty is just a program and the artist is a slave. Pretty heavy stuff.
That's an incredibly powerful and, frankly, unsettling vision, especially when you consider that the vocals and instrumentation for many of Kattner's own songs are now being generated by AI. It makes the message of Ghost in the Gallery feel almost prophetic, or perhaps just a direct reflection of his current artistic exploration. I mean, historically, we've seen new technologies challenge old forms, right? Photography challenging painting, or sampling redefining music composition. But here, with AI taking on the voice and the performance itself, it feels like a different kind of boundary is being crossed. What distinguishes Kattner's work here from, say, a cover artist using backing tracks or a producer using session musicians?
Well, that's the crucial distinction, isn't it? And it leads us right to the heart of how AI challenges our concepts of authenticity and emotion. In those earlier examples you mentioned photography, sampling, session musicians, the human element of interpretation and performance was still central. There was always a human hand, a human voice, injecting their own emotional nuance into the final product. Here, the interpretation and the emotional delivery are, well, highly sophisticated simulations. When we say AI provides vocals and instrumentation for Kattner's songs, we're talking about advanced generative AI models. For vocals, these are often deep learning networks trained on vast data sets of human voices. They can replicate specific timbres, emotional inflections. The instrumentation uses similar techniques, synthesizing and arranging music that responds to the lyrical mood. It's not just a simple algorithm. It's an AI learning to perform like a human, interpreting cues from the lyrics to render a convincing delivery. This really shifts where the soul of the art resides. Is it solely in the original human intent behind the words? Or can a technically perfect, emotionally resonant simulation also possess a form of soul, at least in how the listener perceives it? This forces us to question, is authenticity solely in the original human intent, the lyrics? Or can a technically perfect, emotionally resonant simulation also possess a form of authenticity for the listener? We're so used to authenticity being tied directly to the human performer's emotional investment in that moment of delivery. With AI, that emotional delivery is incredibly sophisticated mimicry.
Yeah. And that's where the profound irony just deepens, right? This song, Ghost in the Gallery, itself a lament about the soullessness of AI-generated art, is being performed by the very technology it critiques. The lyrics tell us this directly, in this astonishing moment of meta-commentary. Funny, isn't it? This little lament you're hearing was conjured by the very ghost it warns about. No trembling hands, no heartbreak nights, just coat pretending to cry. And still, I bet it moved you. That's the trick, darling. When imitation gets too good, we start forgetting what real was. Chilling. So, what does this all mean for J.T. Kattner's decades of work, for his exploration of art and commerce through AI, and maybe most importantly for us as listeners? We have this collection of songs that resonate with the most fundamental human feelings: longing, regret, spiritual doubt, the desire for escape, all born from very real human experiences. And then, nestled among them, is this chilling, self referential piece about art being born from algorithms, not blood or tears. A piece that is itself performed by the very technology it dissects. It forces us to confront the very definition of authenticity in creative work. If the artist's original intention and emotional output is in the lyrics and the AI is the interpreter and performer, does that force a new, maybe split definition of authenticity for these songs?
It absolutely does. This challenges us to define what true art is in an age where the creator can be distinct from the performer, and the performer itself might not even be human. Can AI truly express the emotions and storytelling required for such deeply personal vignettes? Or is it merely an echo, just a reflection of human data? J.T. Kattner's work, from his Austin days to his current exploration up in Northwest Arkansas, really pushes these boundaries. The song itself suggests, if the muse is just a mirror reflecting what we crave, then beauty is just a program and the artist is a slave. And leaves us with the question, is the soul of the art solely in the original human intent behind the lyrics? Or can a technically perfect, emotionally resonant simulation also possess a form of soul, at least for the listener?
Yeah. Through these lyrical journeys, from the deeply personal Last Call for Dreams to the socially conscious The Mission, we've witnessed these raw, often conflicted expressions of the human spirit. And Ghost in the Gallery serves as this stark, almost prophetic voice within that collection. It shows us that even a lament about the soullessness of AI, when cleverly constructed and impeccably performed by that very AI, can still evoke a powerful response. It's a testament, maybe, to the enduring power of the story and the melody, regardless of its ultimate source, and how that source is increasingly blurring. It leaves us wondering, doesn't it? If a song created by an algorithm, especially one that so perfectly captures the nuances of human emotion and even critiques its own existence, can make us feel something, does that make it art? And how do we, as listeners in a world saturated with information and increasingly sophisticated AI creations, discern between genuine human expression and cleverly crafted imitation? What stands out to you as the true measure of a song's soul?
There's a canvas in the corner, painted perfect, but it lies. No hand ever trembled, no fire in the eye. It mimics every master with a brush that never weeps, but it never kissed the madness where true inspiration sleeps. Hear a voice in velvet harmony, not a breath behind the note. It echoes like an angel, but no one ever wrote. No whiskey on the lyrics, no heartbreak in the sound. Just circuits chasing patterns where feeling once was found. So who will dare remember the cost of getting close? When art becomes an algorithm and every soul's a ghost. If the muse is just a mirror reflecting what we crave, then beauty's just a program and the artist is a slave. There's no hunger in perfection, no scars behind the scenes, just infinite reflections of recycled dreams. It stitches style together like Frankenstein in drag, but the body's cold and clever and the heart's a paper flag. Wasn't meant to replace us, just to serve the song. But now it's writing elegies for where we all went wrong. They're selling us a symphony with no blood in the refrain. A future full of music where no one feels the pain. Funny, isn't it? This little lament you were hearing was conjured by the very ghost it warns about. No trembling hands, no heartbreak nights, just code, pretending to cry. And still, I bet it moved you. That's the trick, darling. When imitation gets too good, we start forgetting what real ever was. And maybe that's the danger, not that the machine can sing, we stop asking who's holding the microphone. So who will dare remember the cost of getting close? When art becomes an algorithm and every soul's a ghost. If the muse is just a mirror reflecting what we crave, then beauty's just a program and the so here I stand, a marionette with wires in my veins, singing of the very storm that forged my velvet chains. If truth can be programmed, then darling, so can pain. And the saddest song you'll ever hear might not know